Picture a world where every choice you make is free from the fear of what others think. Imagine living each day true to yourself, unburdened by the need for approval. Welcome to our exploration of the courage to be disliked, a journey not just into the concept, but into the very heart of what it means to live authentically. In this video, we're not just scratching the surface, we're diving deep into the idea that being disliked isn't just inevitable, but it can be liberating. Have you ever held back a part of yourself, muted your voice, or changed your opinion just to fit in or be liked? We've all been there. But here, we will unravel why embracing the courage to be disliked is crucial for our personal growth. It's about breaking free from the invisible chains of societal expectations and discovering the boundless potential of our true selves. Join us on this unconventional journey where being disliked is not a burden, but a gateway to freedom and authenticity. The quest for approval is deeply rooted in our psychology. From a young age, we learn to associate approval with reward and disapproval with punishment. This conditioning often carries into adulthood, driving us to seek validation and fear rejection in various aspects of our lives. The desire to be liked is more than just a social craving. It's a survival instinct, wired into our brains to maintain harmony and avoid conflict. Yet this instinct, when unchecked, can lead us down a path of perpetual people-pleasing. But why do we fear disapproval so intensely? It stems from our innate desire to belong, to be part of a community. Social rejection historically meant jeopardizing our safety and well-being. In contemporary society, while the stakes may not be as high, the fear of being ostracized remains powerful. We often conform to societal norms and expectations, sometimes at the cost of our individuality, just to avoid the discomfort of standing out or being disliked. However, this need for approval varies across cultures and societies. In some cultures, community and conformity are highly valued, amplifying the pressure to adhere to collective norms. In others, individualism and self-expression are encouraged, giving more room to embrace one's true self without as much fear of judgment. Understanding these cultural nuances is crucial as they shape our perception of approval and disapproval, influencing how we navigate our social world. This pursuit of external validation often leads us on a path that diverges from our authentic selves. We mold our personalities, suppress our true desires, and sometimes abandon our core beliefs, all for the sake of being liked and accepted. This dissonance between who we are and who we pretend to be can lead to internal conflict, stress, and a loss of self-identity. Recognizing the psychological underpinnings of this approval-seeking behavior is the first step in learning to detach from it and embark on a journey of self-acceptance. The relentless pursuit of approval and fear of disapproval come with significant costs to our well-being. The first casualty in this pursuit is often our authentic self. Constant people-pleasing means continuously adapting and reshaping ourselves to fit into the expectations of others, leading to a loss of personal identity. Over time, this can result in a deep sense of dissatisfaction and confusion about who we truly are and what we genuinely want from life. It's like wearing a mask that hides our real face, not just from the world, but from ourselves. Beyond the loss of self, the stress of constant approval-seeking can take a heavy toll on our mental health. The pressure to always be liked, to always say the right thing, and to avoid conflict at all costs can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and even depression. This state of constant tension not only affects our mental health, but can spill over into our physical health as well. The stress of living inauthentically can manifest in various physical symptoms, from headaches to digestive issues, as our body's way of signaling that something is amiss. Moreover, this habit of people-pleasing limits our potential for personal growth and meaningful relationships. When we're focused on pleasing others, we often neglect our own needs, desires, and aspirations. We might pass up opportunities that align with our passions for fear of judgment or rejection. In relationships, this pattern can prevent us from forming deep, genuine connections, as we're not truly presenting ourselves, but a version we think others want to see. Authentic relationships are built on honesty and vulnerability, both of which are compromised when we're caught in the web of people-pleasing. Throughout history, there have been individuals and movements that have boldly embraced the courage to be disliked, challenging the status quo and altering the course of society. Philosophers like Socrates, known for his unapologetic pursuit of truth, often faced disdain from those who were unsettled by his questioning. His willingness to be disliked for the sake of genuine inquiry laid the foundations for critical thinking and philosophical discourse. Similarly, in more recent times, figures like Mahatma Gandhi and Rosa Parks stood against societal norms, undeterred by opposition or unpopularity. Their courage to be disliked was instrumental in driving significant social and political change. These historical examples are complemented by various philosophical teachings that advocate for nonconformity and the importance of following one's own path. Stoicism, for instance, teaches the value of living according to one's own principles, regardless of external approval. Similarly, existentialist philosophy emphasizes the freedom and responsibility of the individual to create their own meaning in life, free from the dictates of societal norms. These schools of thought highlight the strength and authenticity that come from being true to oneself, even in the face of disapproval or misunderstanding. These perspectives offer a valuable lens through which to view our own struggles with the fear of being disliked. They remind us that many who have made a lasting impact on the world were not always embraced by their contemporaries. Instead, their strength lay in their conviction and their willingness to stand alone if necessary. Their legacies teach us that while the courage to be disliked may be challenging, it is often the path to true authenticity and can lead to profound change, both personally and in the wider world. Embracing authenticity is about more than just being true to oneself. It's about unlocking a deeper level of personal fulfillment and connection. When we let go of the incessant need to be liked and start living authentically, we align more closely with our values and desires. This alignment fosters a sense of inner peace and confidence that is far more rewarding than fleeting approval. Authenticity allows us to connect more deeply with others too, as genuine relationships are built on the foundation of true self-expression and mutual respect, not on the pretenses of conformity. The courage to be disliked paves the way for personal growth in ways that conforming never can. When you're not constantly adjusting your sails to catch the winds of approval, you're free to chart your own course. This journey of self-discovery often leads to discovering passions and talents that have been suppressed under the weight of people-pleasing. Authentic living also opens the door to experiences and opportunities that resonate more deeply with who you truly are, leading to a more fulfilling and enriched life. However, choosing this path isn't always easy. It requires confronting fears and embracing vulnerability. It involves standing firm in your beliefs and choices, even when they go against the grain. But the strength gained in this process is invaluable. Living authentically means not being swayed by every passing opinion or trend. It's about knowing who you are and what you stand for, and finding contentment in that knowledge. This self-assurance is liberating, offering a sense of freedom that comes from within, not from external validation. Moreover, living authentically can inspire others to do the same. It's a ripple effect. When one person has the courage to embrace their true self, it can empower others to embark on their own journey of authenticity. This creates a more honest, open, and accepting society where people are celebrated for their uniqueness rather than pressured to fit a certain mold. The power of authenticity, therefore, extends beyond the individual. It has the potential to transform communities and cultures, fostering a world where the courage to be disliked is recognized not as a liability, but as a strength. If this journey towards embracing the courage to be disliked resonates with you, we invite you to join our community by subscribing. Here, you'll find more content that inspires personal growth and authenticity. Be part of a supportive network where sharing experiences and insights is encouraged. Your journey towards self-acceptance and authenticity is not just personal, it's a shared experience that enriches us all. Subscribe now and continue to explore the path of living truly and fearlessly. Overcoming the fear of being disliked is a journey that begins with self-acceptance. It's about understanding that seeking approval often limits your potential and hinders your authenticity. Start by acknowledging your own worth and value, independent of others' opinions. Recognize that your unique traits and perspectives are what make you, you. Embracing these aspects of yourself is the first step towards diminishing the power of external validation. Remember, not everyone has to like you, and that's okay. Your self-worth isn't determined by others' perceptions. One effective strategy in this process is to set clear boundaries. Boundaries help define what is acceptable to you and what is not, both in terms of how you treat yourself and how you allow others to treat you. Learn to say no without guilt, understanding that pleasing everyone is an impossible task. Start small. Practice asserting your needs and preferences in situations where you might typically acquiesce. These small acts of self-assertion can build the confidence you need to stand your ground in more significant matters. Additionally, facing your fears head-on can be empowering. If the fear of disapproval is holding you back from expressing your true self or pursuing your interests, confront these fears. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? More often than not, you'll find that the consequences of being disliked are far less catastrophic than you imagined. Embrace the possibility of disapproval as part of the journey. Each time you choose authenticity over approval, you reinforce your courage and move closer to a life where the fear of being disliked no longer controls your choices. To cultivate the courage to be disliked, begin with self-reflection. Dedicate time to understand your values, beliefs, and what truly matters to you. This understanding forms the foundation of your courage, as it becomes easier to withstand disapproval when you are anchored in your own truths. Reflect on instances when you compromised your values for approval and consider how these moments made you feel. This self-awareness is crucial in recognizing patterns and deciding to make a change. Setting boundaries is another essential step. Boundaries protect your sense of self and your energy. They involve saying no when something doesn't align with your values or when it compromises your well-being. Start small. Practice saying no in low-stakes situations. As you become more comfortable, you will find it easier to maintain these boundaries in more significant aspects of your life. Remember, it's not about being unkind or confrontational, but about respecting your needs and preferences. Lastly, confront your fears. Fear of disapproval often keeps us in a state of inaction. Identify specific situations where you fear being disliked and gradually expose yourself to these scenarios. Maybe it's sharing an unpopular opinion or opting out of a social event to prioritize self-care. Each small act of courage builds your resilience. Over time, these experiences compound, significantly reducing the power that the fear of disapproval holds over you. Embracing the possibility of being disliked while staying true to yourself is the epitome of personal courage and authenticity. As we conclude our exploration of this video, we reflect on the transformative power of embracing our authentic selves. This journey is not about seeking disapproval, but about finding the strength to be true to ourselves, irrespective of others' opinions. It's a path of self-discovery, of understanding that the ultimate approval comes from within. We've delved into the psychological underpinnings of our need for acceptance, the historical perspectives that challenge conformity, and the profound impact that authenticity can have on our lives. We encourage you to ponder on your own relationship with approval and authenticity. Think about the moments when you chose conformity over your true self, and imagine the possibilities if you chose differently. As you move forward, remember that the courage to be disliked is actually the courage to be loved for who you truly are. We invite you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How will you embrace your authenticity starting today? Remember, your journey towards self-acceptance is a journey worth taking, and we are here to support you every step of the way. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.